Well, howdy, welcome back to the Pacific Northwest Gold Rushers. I'm Jeff, amateur prospector, and this is Gold Rush 23. Well, I'm heading to get me some pay dirt to do some more playing around. Up here, we're still dealing with fire up in New Halem. It's actually called the sourdough fire, and unfortunately it's grown to about 4,500 acres. So, but we do have a lot of smoke in the surrounding hills. But down here we can still smell it. But it is a little heartbreaking just because, you know, these are all just flood trees at this spot I'm at right here. This river, when it floods, it gets roaring. It's the Skagit River right here. But I'm actually just going to do some speed panning today to get some concentrates. I guess you can call them concentrates. Take home and play around with my dream mat again. And yeah, it's been a rough week. Believe it or not, I have to drive up to New Halem in that stuff. But we're supposed to have some marine air coming in to push a lot of this out. It's a lot cooler today as well as yesterday because of that marine air. But it's been a miserable work week. But yeah, I also want to show you something else. And the reason why I said it's kind of heartbreaking, because these trees up there, I mean, we're talking about way up there. They're old growth stuff, and I stopped here because I wanted to show you not just the smoke. I wanted to show you just for people that don't live in the Pacific Northwest, I wanted to show you just the massiveness of these trees, and just how amazing they actually are. So give me a minute and I'm going to go show you one of those trees, just one, and remember there's 4,500 acres of them burning. Let me show you. I'll give you a relative size, but I mean just that bark on these is probably 6 inches thick. And these are just, you know, left over from when they logged for this. And these aren't even original old growth. These are what we call second generation old growth. And they are just massive. And they just keep going and going and going. And they left these here probably as a windbreak, because this is the original. That's the old cabin back there. I can't go back there because I know the person who actually owns it, but I'm not going to bother him to go see it. But that stuff to me is cool. I'd love to take a metal detector back there. So I just wanted to point that out. Just the sheer size. Now imagine 4,500 acres of these burning. Kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but you know, hopefully they'll survive the fire. Let's get out there and find me a nug. Gold Rush 23. Well, howdy, hey. All right, I made it here. Beautiful morning. Starting to warm up. Relatively no smoke. I can still smell it. Of course, I got my hydration station, and that's all I brought today. It was my pack and an extra bucket. I finally get to use my new excavator, and I got my pick, of course. The river's way down, so that does leave me to think about what I'm going to do today. I don't know if I want to try to touch in the things that I can definitely see tailings from panning right there. But people have been down here. What do we got here? Oh, tent stake. Oops, that went right under that sand. So people have been down here, both playing and prospecting. Good job. They're throwing the rocks back in the hole. Good job. And I'm seeing several little spot digs. Obviously somebody had an illegal fire here. Not good, especially this close. Look what's over it. Dumbasses. And they left some garbage, which I'll pick up. So again, whoever's down here digging, good job. Next to the bottle, but hope that's not your bottle. Bad job. What's it take to throw a couple rocks in there? Good job. Bad job. Ooh, that's kind of a cool rock right there. Look at that. Ooh. Don't get distracted, Jeff. We're here to get gold. So anyway, I know those larger boulders there, because Rich and I have even dug there. We dug the crud out of that. But you do see the black sands. Looking at them, I don't know if they're tailings or what, but in here, I found this out last year. There's this second bar. Now I played around with the theory that when the water's fast, it does have a backflow here. That's why the rocks are large. They get a little smaller gravels. Oh, there's that one I pointed out before. That's the one Rich and I couldn't figure out what that is. So, really mucky silt when you get this low. Oh, those are definitely sands from panning or sluicing. This stuff is just slop. So I'm playing around. That's that one quartz rock. It's got a lot of silt on it now. We busted a couple chunks off of that. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I would think, actually I don't know what. Huh. A couple little fish swimming around in there. It's firm under my feet, so it can't just be all muck. So I'm going to do a little bit of playing. There's definitely some good spots over there too, but I've done over there, and it gets hit quite a bit. Look how much sand this year's floods brought up though. That's a lot of sand. We have a layer of black sand here. See, that's another indicator that this water is coming like this and then just sloshing up. And that's just muck. That's a trench, but it's just muck. So, oh, look at that cool rock. Oh, what do we got going on here? Is that some kind of freshwater clam or something? Or is that just me releasing the air bubbles? I've never seen a freshwater clam, so I don't know. Obviously, I'm getting distracted again. Ooh. Look at this cool rock, though. Alrighty, well, guess I better begin prospecting. Let's get to it. Back in a bit. Howdy. Alright. So, I picked this spot because one, it didn't look like it's been dug before. Two, it looks like a place that nobody wants to dig. But I got this huge rock. Had to use my pick to break up these, but these are some different gravels that I'm used to. There's a lot of black sand, and that's just on the top. But I got some larger rocks compressed in here that I'm trying to work out, and I want to roll that one out, but I got to get down to a point where I can pry it out. So definitely going to want to test these. These have a lot of darkness to them, and I don't want to just disregard it. Some quartz, but I don't know. You don't know until you pan. It's warming up quick. I'm not dumping that water on my head, but I got plenty of water. I only brought down a couple, but well, maybe blind luck's better than no luck. I don't know, but I know that's not normal to have that much black sand. But there, there is black sand that settles here. But I mean, that's 6 inches deep, and it's still just as dark there as it was on top here. So yeah, I'm here to have fun. Let's try a test pan. Back in a bit. Alrighty, it's getting warm quick. First test pan, not a speck. Although there was a ton of black sand and a lot of garnet, but remember that was like 3-4 inches deep. So I did work around and get that boulder rolled out, and I dug underneath it, put it in the classifier there. So we'll see if this hole is worth expanding. Not. Try another spot. Back in a bit. Well, howdy, alrighty. Just another update. So, not a speck. I did 2 pans, well, 2 classifiers worth under that boulder and around, and pried out a smaller rock for the second one, but not a speck. A ton of black sand, but not a speck. So, yeah. This is not even a question. It wasn't super hard digging other than rolling that big boulder out. But my guess is the gold's already dropped out before it got there on that back swirl. So I'm going to move a little bit down and try to find another spot. People are really spot hole picking this place. I don't know if they're watching my videos or what, but they are filling their holes again. But if you look, you got hole, 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 big hole, 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 hole. So they are picking it, and I'll find gold, I know that. I just really wondered because the water was down, and that second little bar there, I wanted just to see, and in truth, I didn't expect that much black sand right on the surface, but I'm well over a foot down, and not to even find a speck tells me fill that hole. And so I'm going to move down, kind of looking as I sit here and hydrate and cool down because it's warm. Still can smell that smoke. I'm not going past those big boulders down there because, again, I know they've been hit. But I'm kind of watching where things are settling, and I'm thinking somewhere down in there, maybe. I don't know, maybe even around in here. I don't want to come up on this little small bench because I'm trying to take advantage of the water being this low. Even with this mild smoke, I still got a little bit of a sea breeze coming, so I'm not dying. The sun will be over the trees soon. and it will really start cooling me down. But still good to get out. That's the whole point. Get out and enjoy yourself. I don't know what's going on with everybody in their videos. Either it's too hot for them, or they're just too busy, or they just don't want to record anymore. I did find a couple new ones. I did freedom prospecting with Phil. He finally got back out there. I think his issue was no water. So there could be a variety of issues, but I still look for them. I'll watch them. There's some always just kind of fun. I'll tell you one thing that does piss me off, though. Okay, so Fridays is gold rush at night. When I finish a hard day of work, I make myself some dinner, and I sit and watch my gold rush shows. And now they have the Hoffman's Gold Rush one going, and then another one, which is actually one of my favorites, is the Freddie Dodge Mine Rescue. And then also now is Bering Sea Gold. I pay for Discovery Channel. I pay for the Discovery Plus or whatever, because I have one of those, I don't know, I caught up to the 21st century and got a Roku TV. So all I have is like internet going to it. And so I paid for the Discovery Plus, which last year and every other year, and every other show on Discovery goes on it. Well, now they started this another channel called Discovery Go. So they're, instead of putting them on the Discovery Channel, they're putting them on Discovery Go, and I can't get them because they're locking them. Because I guess you have to pay for that too. Well, why would I pay for one Discovery Channel and then they move it to the other? And that pisses me off. It's like, God, you know, I barely making it through every month on finances anyway, and those is one thing I enjoy other than your prospector porn. And then they just want to charge you more. It's like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to go there and charge and pay, and then they're, once everybody's on there, they're going to move it again to another Discovery bonus charge, whatever. It's like, just that stuff pisses me off. It's like with the economy right now, do you need to keep gouging everybody? Sorry, I shouldn't have ranted like that, but you know, it's something I was looking forward to on Fridays. I have a hard work week. Friday nights I watch my Gold Rush shows. Saturday mornings I watch my prospector porn, and then I get out here and try to find a nug, and they just threw a wrench in my enjoyment, and it pisses me off. Stop gouging everybody. Not you guys. Back in a bit. That's the end of my ranting. Back to the piece. Bastards. Oh, by the way, my excavator is working awesome. Howdy. Oh, that breeze feels good. Just as I said, as soon as the sun starts going over and the shadow line moves down, you get a small little breeze. Oh. Okay, so I'm not having a lot of luck today. Before I decided to go that way, I went just for shoots and giggles. Went down to those boulders over there and found a spot. I had a lot of sand on top, and I pried up some rocks. Did 2 test pans, nada. So this here has there's so many holes and spots. I could probably find a spot in between them, but I'm really trying to find a good sweet spot that I can expand on, you know, the following time or whatever. So I did some test pans all the way down, and I don't know if this camera will show it, but basically where that clay was, I'm down into some gravels there. And I went past it also and was spotting, and there's been a lot of digging on this bar, a lot. We may be at the point where I need to go farther upriver and find me a new spot, but there's a lot of bar. I can definitely move some overburden and get to the gold, but right now I'm just focusing on the rocks and seeing what I could find. But I tell you what, I'm glad it's good to sit in the shade. I've been at it for over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and even that hole that I just dug doesn't look super promising, So I'm still looking for, I'm not just looking for a spot to get a couple flakes of gold. I'm looking for a spot I can actually, that has a good spec count. Because right now, every test hole I did, the most I found was like 2 microdots. And I'm not even snuffering them up. I'm just dumping them out. But still enjoying myself. It's a good workout. Nobody has come down yet. There's a little traffic on the gravel road above me. The smoke is still hazy though. I don't know if that breeze that I have is what's bringing it in, because it is smokier than it was. I'm definitely starting to feel it a little bit. That happens when you're huffing and puffing. But anyway, I'm going to take a small little break here. That I got to move everything down there. I don't know if that was such a good game plan to chase the low water stuff, because I could have gone to a spot I know, move a little bit of sand and gravels, and you'd be in some good pay, but I like to save those for when the water comes up a little bit. But right now I'm just trying to find anything to take home and run and or just pan down, but I'm not finding a high spec count in new areas of this bar. So just gonna keep looking. That's the fun of it, is the hunt. It's nice to have that breeze in the shade though, because it was hot out there in the sun. But I'm going to cool down, hydrate, and then get back at it. Back in a bit. Ooh, it's actually really, I would actually classify that as a wind. So anyway, not having a lot of luck today. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and come to this side and try. And what I was looking at was, you know, typically the water's up in this area here, but I'm looking at this trench that seems to be faster water that's blowing stuff out, and then it kind of throws it up in here. So I was kind of following it and looking for spots, and somebody else must have had the same idea, except they're a little higher than me. But they dug there. They threw the big rocks in, at least. They dug there. That's probably panning. That's probably somebody taking buckets. But I have dug out here before. Somebody dug over there, and it doesn't look like they did fill in. Oh, they did a little bit. No, maybe. No, I don't know. That's a strange. That's strange. We'll just leave it at that. Somebody dug over here too. Somebody likes this spot. These are old digs though. How hard would it be just to throw those back in there? I mean, you can just roll them. Same thing there. Oh well. Anyway, this is, I prospected here in the past. This is a okay spot. You can hit a really sweet spot and get a lot of, typically the flakes are smaller, but you get quite a few of them. So what I did is I pried this rock out, which I had to remove the top dirt here, the sand and light gravels. So I moved that one and that one, and I was actually looking down in there. And you can start to see a little bit of clay right there. So before I kill myself going any further, I'm going to go ahead and do another test pan. That stuff's so sloppy. Oh God, you got to go out there. And I didn't wear my boots today. I'm just wearing old sneakers. So it just sticks. I feel like I got clay boots when I walk out of there, but it's worth it if I can find that nub. Back in a bit. Righty, hey, just an update. Okay, I got that pan down. And truthfully, well, I'll tell you, I have 3 flakes, but actually 2 flakes and 1 microdot. But the flakes, they're not huge, but they are the biggest I've found so far today exploring different spots. So, let me show you. God dang. So as you can see, they are small, but I can see them without my glasses, so they're big enough for that. So anyway, I cannot believe how long I've been here already. I've already been here 3.5 hours. So now I have to decide, because I wasn't expecting to stay this long. This was only supposed to be a couple hour trip to fill up a bucket and speed pan it down. But so I don't know for sure if I'm going to be. I'm not sure if I this late, because although it is a nice breeze and everything. To even classify a bucket and get it speed pan down, because I'm in that rock again. I'm happy with that pan though. I know it's not much, but that's the top layer. That's the indicator. That's just the potential. And I'm one of those people. These videos are real. I can go out and I can spend all day and find nothing. I'm really trying to emphasize that I could go, and I know places on this bar right now. I can go and I can work and I can get gold. But I'm always looking for new spots, because you don't know. I could hit a spot and go, holy smokes! And I had one of those, where I hit that clay and I was like, what was it, a 30 spec count pan? But you don't know unless you try. So that's kind of what today is. That's why I didn't bring my high banker. I didn't bring any of that. I'm kind of looking for a spot, and I'm long-winded again here, and I apologize, but I did want to at least find a spot and get a bucket and then speed pan it down. So I may do one more pan just so I'll see, but I need to get me some hydration. Like again, I only brought one small bottle of water down here because I thought I was only going to be here a couple hours, but actually I'm really enjoying myself. That wind actually blew some of the smoke out. Nobody has been down here, and not that I mind, except the one time there was like 12 kids and a bunch, and then the time the dogs were fighting. I don't like that either, but actually it's very peaceful. For having such a stressful week, this is awesome. The air seems to be clearing up. Maybe that's the indicator that I should stop trying to cop out and get to work. Let me go get up to my truck and get some water, though. I'm parched. Back in a bit. Raptors going by. Looks like they're doing some camping along the river. Well, alrighty then. I already got one bucket done. Starting on the second. I don't know, guys. This gravel is not the typical gravel I'm digging. I normally dig, but I haven't dug on this side of the bar since last year, so maybe it is. No matter what, I'm going to take the 2 buckets, speed pan them down just to get the lights off. I'm not taking them down to black sand, just to get the lights. I mean, we're talking seconds. Get the lights off, dump it in the bucket. Get the lights off, dump it in the bucket. Then I'm going to take it home and we're going to run it through the dream mat. Back in a bit. Got some more people coming down the river. People are starting to show up down here. But got my second bucket done. So all I need now is to basically, I'll show you. So as I went down, I found a huge boulder down there. And you can see how much gravel there were, but it's not that hard to dig. Once you pry a rock or two, it's this granite crumbles and stuff. So it's a little different than I'm used to. But I got everything close. All I have to do is, well, actually I was undermining everything, and if I probably step there, it will just collapse. But that's it for today as far as digging goes. Now I just need to grab my super sluice and go speed pan this down, dump it into another bucket, then get it home. Holy crap, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people down here in the last 10 minutes, so I'm a little shy. Back in a bit. Howdy! Alrighty, well, I got the hole reclamated. I got those 2 3/4 buckets panned down to, quarter, maybe. Got my packs up. But people are just starting to swarm this. We got a big old nudie party going on over there. Hopefully nobody brings their little kids down here. But now I got to pack all this stuff out. I'm hungry. Let's see. Oh, I should say, when I rinsed out the first bucket and dumped it in my pan, I just quickly, I didn't even pan it. I just shook it and pulled it back, and I saw a nug. Back in a bit. Well, howdy. Well, I made it home, and it's getting close to sunset, and in truth, it was a tough day. I did not go to my traditional spots. I was chasing, but I did get 2 buckets classified down, and that will give me a good test for the challenge that somebody gave me last week. And they basically said put everything back and do it again reverse. So part 2 will be, I'm going to run all those, well, I guess you could call them cons, through my dream mat, and then through my I got the hiccups, sawtooth mat. And so, because I'm a long-winded son of a gun, that's going to be part 2. So, for now, thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and like, share, all that crud. But right now I'm tired. I got dinner ready. I need to eat some dinner, and tomorrow we're going to see what that dream mat can do. Check in tomorrow. Back in a bit.